All hostages have been released from Hamas captivity, as well as all Palestinian hostages have been released from Israel. There's been a total of 20 hostages released from Hamas, over 1,900 hostages released from Israel. Here are the details of the report.
We've got some great news from the Middle East this morning. It is great with a capital G. There is joy and there is relief in Hostage Square in Tel Aviv because the last 20 living hostages have now been released from Gaza.
The Israel Defense Forces posted this video of families of hostages watching as their loved ones were turned over to the IDF. Look at the joy, the jubilation. A short time ago, President Trump spoke to the Israeli parliament about the ceasefire deal that was negotiated by his administration. Listen to this.
Steve started this all by. It's an incredible triumph for Israel and the world to have all of these nations working together as partners in peace. Generations from now, this will be remembered as the moment that everything began to change, and change very much for the better. Like the USA right now, it will be the golden age of Israel and the golden age of the Middle East.
Tony is in Jerusalem leading our coverage of this momentous day. Tony, it really is a good morning. I recall we all received these little ribbons when 2 years ago we were talking to the families of people who had loved ones taken by Hamas, and now the hostages have finally come home.
Yeah, good morning, Vlad. So many people have those little yellow ribbons. They've been wearing them for 2 years now, and now they're wondering what they're going to do with their lapels. They look so blank without them. But it is really a momentous day. There's emotion on the faces of everyone you pass on the street. And you think about the reversal of the last 5 days. Just days ago, the fighting was raging. The hostages appeared to be lost, and now a complete reversal from that condition. Today is really the first day in more than 2 years when there is cause for hope and cause for celebration across the entire region. So let's go ahead and put those images up on the screen again of all 20 living hostages who are now back in Israel, back in the embrace of their family, back in a country that did not feel whole without them. And that is just one of the many emotional reunions that we've seen today. The one you showed earlier, there have been others as well. Former hostages finally back in the arms of their loved ones, mothers meeting sons, fathers back with their children. And there is also rejoicing among the Palestinians. Buses with prisoners and detainees swapped for Israeli hostages rolled into Ramallah, and inside Gaza, that devastated area, this part of the world, Israeli troops have pulled back, and aid trucks have been pulling in, filled with food and with medicine. So all of this, of course, part of a ceasefire championed by the White House. And earlier, as you mentioned, President Trump gave a long and well-regarded, I'd say, many pauses for cheering and applause. You could almost hear it from here 2 miles away to Israel's parliament. It really was a victory lap. He could really enjoy it. It was obvious from his tone, but there are really challenges ahead as well. And so we're going to focus on those for a moment. In Israel, there is no lack of awareness of the significant challenges and difficulties that lie ahead in the additional phases of this negotiation. But there is relief today and there is joy today about finally starting to heal now that this country is whole again. Deborah Patta is in what has been called Hostage Square in Tel Aviv with the latest on that. Deborah, good morning.
A very good morning. Well, people here cannot say it enough. The 20 living hostages are home. They were released by Hamas from 2 separate locations, and after being handed over by the Red Cross to the Israeli military inside Gaza, they were taken to an army base and reunited with their families. Finally back on safe ground. Here, you see them after they were brought to a hospital, waving flags, overjoyed. For the families that never gave up, today is filled with firsts. The first longed-for reunion. The first screams of joy. As the hostages were driven into Israel, people lined the streets to welcome them. And here in Hostage Square, jubilation. In Gaza, Palestinians also watched the Red Cross leave with the captives, whose release means they too can begin to imagine a life without war. 250 Palestinian prisoners serving life sentences and around 1,900 detainees arrested since October 2023 have also been set free. This woman is expecting the release of her brother. I feel a mix of happiness and sadness, she said. He's coming home, but others have died. His little daughter is anxious. I'm waiting for my dad, she exclaimed. This mother is hoping her son is among those freed. He is the light of my life, she said. The ceasefire deal is a lifeline for Gaza. Desperately needed aid can finally flow into the territory to help ease the dire humanitarian crisis. Days on from the start of the ceasefire, look at these scenes. Gazans deprived of basic necessities for so long, they are battling for every scrap. Buried beneath the rubble are countless stories of loss and pain, each one personal. Together, according to Gaza health officials, they make up over 170,000 injuries and more than 67,000 deaths. And in Israel, there is also another first, the first day of mourning for families whose loved ones were killed in Hamas captivity. 4 of their bodies are also being handed over today so that they can finally be laid to rest. Tony?
And that is
Trumpets on this Monday. They sound different today as we welcome you to CBS Mornings. It's an extraordinary day in the history of the Middle East. You are looking at the scenes of jubilation, and jubilation is a word here, in the place known as Hostage Square. It's in Tel Aviv. After the breaking news overnight, the release of the last 20 living hostages by Hamas. Yes, please. I'm Gayle King. That's Nate Burleson. That's Vladimir Duthier. Tony is on the ground in Jerusalem right now. He's leading our coverage of this historic moment. We'll get to him in just a sec. But first, here's today's eye-opener. It's your world in 90 seconds. Israelis rejoice at the return of all surviving hostages taken by Hamas as a ceasefire appears to hold.
what does this moment mean for Israel?
It's one of those days that are going to go down in history.
President Trump addresses Israel's parliament as negotiations continue for the next phase of the deal.
The historic dawn of a new Middle East.
A massive nor'easter is pummeling the East Coast this morning with heavy rains and high winds.
2 to 3 feet of water already breaching some of those shore points.
Hollywood is mourning the loss of one of its most beloved stars after actress Diane Keaton died at 79.
Former New York Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez was released from jail accused of attacking a truck driver. He's now facing a felony charge.
If convicted, Sanchez could be sent to prison or worse, back to the Jets.
Vicky, what about?
I'm full of happiness. It's a huge relief.
It's an emotional day for the families of the hostages returning home this morning, reunited with their loved ones after more than 2 years in captivity.
So this is the time to celebrate.
This morning's Eye Opener is presented by Progressive, making it easy to bundle insurance.